Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer 2930-600. This is a half surface screen door hinge. That's what this is. Yep, that's what it is. Half surface screen door hinge. Very nice quality item by Bommer. The 2930 is representative of the fact that this is a 2 3/4 inch half surface screen door hinge. The -600 specifically means two things. It means it's a prime coat finish on a steel base. Okay, it means both of those things. There is a link below this video to what's called the template, which shows everything important dimensionally about the item. And the reference to 2 3/4 is really the leaf height that goes to the frame, as you can see. And I won't beleaguer the rest of the dimensions here. You can review that. If you have questions on this, feel free to reach out. But the template is complete in all of its information. It is a half surface hinge, and what that specifically means is that you've got half surface hinges, you've got half mortise hinges, full surface, full mortise, whatever. The term that is being used, it applies to the door. So if in the instance of half surface or half mortise, that means that the leaf that goes to the door, not the frame, is the leaf that gets whatever treatment. So in a half surface application, that you know that the leaf that goes to the door is the surface leaf. Whereas in a half mortise application, you would know that the leaf that goes to the door is the mortise leaf. There aren't half mortise screen door hinges, at least not to my knowledge. So a half surface hinge means that the leaf is going to be applied to the jamb as normal. So my palm is going to be the jamb, my hand. Then the door sits in here, and I am obviously on the pull side. I would be on the exterior typically. The door is going to swing out to me like this. Conversely, now I'm on the push side of the door. The jamb is here. The door is facing me. I can't see the hinge. It swings out towards you as what would be called a right-hand reverse door, technically. Very easy to install, a real simple sort of situation. Available in different colors. Prime coat is obviously either chosen for the fact that they want to paint it themselves, or they just want the client wants the least expensive hinge, period. That's what it's for. It is non-handed. This can be turned over. That pin is going to fall out. That's normal. You can stick it right in the other end. Okay. Now, setting tension on this, it's really easy. Even easy to the point where there's not much in the way of instructions. And speaking of that, before I go further, screws are included. Because it's prime coat, they may or may not be in a prime coat finish. They'll be like factory option. Now, back to setting the tension on this. With the tension collar pointed up as a guide, insert the tension rod, this piece of steel that you're going to get with it, into one of the tension pins, and into the tension collar, and rotate it. The operative here is clockwise. So with the tension collar up, pointed towards the top, rotate the tension collar clockwise. And as you do that, you reveal new holes, and it obviously compresses the spring. Okay? It's into one of those new holes that you're going to insert a tension pin, which is also included. You need one per hinge. Bommer says that generally you can go up to 3 holes on these. Don't go any more. You could break the item, and if you need it to that point, add more spring hinges. If you need to turn it over, obviously, there's a 50% chance, I suppose, of needing that. You just turn it counterclockwise. Really nice quality item, and this is something that, doesn't require a lot of, thought to install. This is a good homeowner sort of project, in my opinion, not something you'd hire a carpenter for, but nonetheless, or a handyman. If I was going to install this, I would get my location laid out of where I was going to install them vertically. I would make sure before I did anything that I had margin between the door and frame to accept this surface mounted leaf, and if I didn't, which you probably would, you would mortise that to the frame. Once once you've got your hinges installed, I've done this, and how I've done it is I've attached them to the frame, and then I've opened the hinges up, I've got my door in place, and I've shimmed it everywhere, so I knew that it was plumb. It had equal margin between both jambs and the door, proper margin at the head, and then I would mark my holes for these screws. I'd mark them, I would pre-drill them, I would leave the door in place, I would attach my hinges, get them tight, and then at that point I would remove my shims and test my door operation, then set my tension. It's really that simple. Something like this, while they don't give a weight rating, I would think in the 30-pound range is where you're going to be with this, and question becomes, how many should I use? I'm a fan of all spring hinges for two reasons. Number one, they're inexpensive, very inexpensive, and they are something that you'll enjoy greater success if you've got more spring hinges doing the job, where you don't have to set the tension so high, you don't have to set it so high that the door will have a tendency to slam just to get it to close. If you've got more spring hinges than less, you'll have more shared work above, between the different spring hinges. You can have a setting on them such that you've got enough stored energy in the springs at the closing aspect to get it closed. If you have any questions on the Bommer 2930-600 or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.